Rightio, so we've got neat tides and a bit of clean water. So we're going to go for a fishing trip. Just half day with the kids. But every time I post a little tinny mission or something on social media, I get bombarded just in my messages and stuff of what it is and how it's set up, and nothing flash, trust me. It's just, just half a dozen questions every time I post a little fishing adventure or something to do with the tinny. Everyone's pretty keen to understand how it all works and what size it is and capacity and what it's capable of and stuff like that. So instead of answering 10 questions every second night, the conversation goes for an hour or so back and forth, and I thought I'd just mock up a really rough video and just try and explain it as I go, as I unload it and load it and out on the water or whatever. It's a little bit hard to do with kids and stuff. They kind of get in the way a bit. I ask them to help me film, and sometimes they don't do it properly. So this is going to be very, very rough. I'm going to miss bits, but it's not that important anyway. Just maybe you guys can watch it, and you can find or draw your own conclusion or find your own answers or whatever you're trying to do anyway. But
Say nanny knickers.
Nanny knickers, eh? Ready? On it. Don't drop it. Ready? Ready? Yeah.
That's probably a knicker.
Maybe.
There's some money there.
No, it's alright. High tide. How'd you go? Good. Alright, I'm just going to film today's little fishing adventure and try and record a bit of information about this tinny and the boat loader, since I get so many questions about it. Every time I post anything, everyone's got a bunch of questions. So basically it's a rhino rack side boat loader, and then I've modified it a bit, added a bit more structure and a bit more strength to it. So what I'm doing now is I'm just grabbing the skids. They're just adjustable for whatever height vehicle you have or whatever ramp angle you want, and these just go clipping up in here. Very easy. What else? Oh, I've added a little 3-ton quad bike, ATV type winch to it on the side loader there. Normally it runs a little gear ratchet system for an 18-volt cordless drill, but it's a little bit too much. I think it's just too much load on the drill and the mechanism. Even though it says it's rated for it, I think you're pushing your luck a bit. Try and do all this in one sort of take. There's only one of me and 2 kids, so you do the maths. The other question I get a lot is sounder, which is a little portable unit that I just made up. It's just in a little Pelican case or a knockoff Pelican case. It's all in there, so makes it easier. I don't have to leave it hard mounted in the boat or run the risk of damaging it by pulling it in and out all the time. What else? Life jacket for the rat. This is the worst part about tinnies, is packing up and setting up. So what I'm doing now, just grabbing some power. I could have this permanently hardwired in, but then you run into problems with dickheads that want to tamper with your shit. Alright, you grab all that stuff out, Levi. Yep. What else? So I just run a little remote.
Do you want your grey little box stuff?
Not yet. Just take some weight off it. All I'm doing here is letting a bit of line out so that clip and stuff can pass over the roller, the slide. Get the boat moving a little bit first. I'll put you down here for a sec because it's a bit hard to do all this one handed. Alright, back in a sec. Hold it still for me. Come stand
here.
Out here, so you're not in the sun. Stand here, so you can see it like that.
Yeah.
Come around this way now. Back a bit. Back a bit. Alright. Let's just these clips here. Just place them up there when I'm done. The other big question I get is the outboard. It's a 15 horse Suzuki, about, I don't know, 48 to 50 kilos, something like that. I haven't weighed it myself. How do I transport that? It's just on the rear wheel carrier, and then I've just made basically this bracket here, which is pretty simple. Rides up there, no worries. And just made a little cradle for the foot down here to stop it twisting while we're travelling. A couple of questions the other day about what the hull weighs. It's an 81 kilo hull. 3.49 is the length. High side though, so and then with the little casting deck and safety gear, it's probably around that 100 kilo mark, so still very much manageable to scull drag it around on the beach and stuff like that. Any further than that, you just got to winch it. Get Levi to hold this, put the motor on. So come hold it so I can put the motor on. Come on, this side, this side. Ready?
Yeah.
Follow me down. Stand over here. Go back a bit.
Where? Here.
Just back a bit so you can see it. That's probably the hardest part of this ordeal. It's pretty easy in the morning when you're nice and fresh, but after a full day fishing, your back's a bit buggered and you're a bit over it. So putting it all back together is a different story.
Are you going to film one more popping it back on?
Yeah, I'll film the whole process. People want to see it. Yeah. So I load it all up here at the waterline. Just makes the whole hull a lot lighter, so you don't have to scull drag it down full of weight. Right now.
Now for stuff.
Fuel, yeah, you can do your bit, Levi. I run a bigger jerry can just because I do bigger trips, and I don't need it for smaller systems, obviously. You know, only being a 15 horse, and I was told about it, you know, being so economical in the run-in period where you could only run 3/4 throttle or something like that. It was for the first 20 hours. My first run was in the Roper River, where I did something like 180 Ks or 175, 180 Ks on, you know, 10, 12 litres of fuel. I was only running 3/4 throttle and stuff, so that's about 30 K an hour with just me. Loaded up with the family and stuff, I can only do about 30, 32 K an hour, full noise. But if it's just me, minimal gear, with the tide or with the wind, I can almost clock 50, which is pretty fast in a little 3.5. It's basically just the prop in the water. But yeah, if the wind gets underneath you, it gets a bit sketchy. So as much as I'd want to go to a 20 and get a bit more torque and a bit more power and top speed, really don't need it. For torque, yes, the 20 would be awesome, but I don't need any more top speed. Like, the fuel efficiency is worth it. So yeah, right, I'm just setting you up. I'm just set. Levi's just getting all the gear ready. I'll come do the sounder. So like I said, just a little cheap Pelican case. I removed the lid, just then it can stay in its hard case. Just pulled the pins out of the lid. This makes it easier. Yep. Like that. Levi's got the system down pat. He's well, we fish every second day, so he knows what's going on. I'll just run this here, leave it in the box, just put it there for now. A rag to clean it all. Levi still struggles with these though. Here, look, there's a little notch in there. See the notch? See the notch on that? You gotta line it up. Alright, it won't go all the way. Look, see? And then you can twist it, and then you put it wherever you want. Right. Alright, pack up. So what I normally do, run the winch out. What I made is a little retrofitted, probably a big no-no, but hardwired the winch. So I don't need the remote or anything. Just plug that in. I can run it in or out. Like so. back in. I do have a rope to extend this, make this process a bit easier, but we should be pretty close with this. Like so. Just put it around. Like so. Hands free. I sort of know where I need, how much rope I need out in regards to how much is on the spool and the winch, as to where this here sits, because I need to be able to clip boat horizontal here, clip it on here. It's a little bit short at the moment. Put a spot up here. Bear with me a sec. Get somewhere close, about there. Well, we got this, yep. The joys of trying to do everything yourself. This is why I don't film, people. It's just too hard by myself. Get that about there. Alright, we'll see you in about 30 seconds. Maybe a bit more. I don't know how much you saw of that. We got it up there. Just a matter of clamping it down as you typically would. As you can see here, this is what stops the leg from rocking around and stuff. I still lock it up in here anyway, just to keep everything firm. But it's when we're traveling, we put a bag and stuff over it to protect it, and that just holds, that pads all this area, keeps the dust out of the motor, and it's pretty rock solid once it's in there. Alright, yeah, just got to scale drag this tinny up. 80 to 100 kilos. 81 kilos is the manufactured weight of the hull. Just a little bridle system. Now we just got to invert the boat. I can do it with the winch, it's just faster to manhandle it. At this point, this is when I grab the remote. It's just easier. So I might add, typically when, you know, this is a once-off event, I would wash down the outboard and stuff like that, wash down the tinny when it's still on the ramp, so I can drain, go and do something for 20 minutes, come back, then push it up, all washed up it's not dripping salt water and stuff on top of the roof and in the gunnels and stuff. So it sits up there, can drain off at the side, come back and do the final bit. I just grab this rope, just makes things a little bit easier. Can I do it one-handed? Probably not. There you go. They just pop out. These legs are adjustable. Just leave them set. When they live up here, they've never ever come out. I don't think they're ever going to come out. This one's tipped a little bit. There we go. Easy. Imagine having a camera person to sit back and film this stuff properly for you. We'll just make do. There. Clipped. Bang. Bang. Pretty simple. Just over center catches. Just tall enough. Done. That's how I load the tinny. Like I said, really, really rough. Hopefully I can piece some of that shaky footage together. I might have doubled up on some information or left something out, but anyway, it is what it is. Basic rundown. 349 Stacer Territory Striker. They do a 349, 369 or something, and a 379 or something like that. Basically 3 sizes. Pretty typical in all the brands. Legal to carry 4, subject to weight. We're borderline at the moment. Don't really want to go to a 3.7 or a 3.9 or something like that, because it just fits on the wagon. But when time comes, we'll have to upgrade, and we'll upgrade some other things. But yeah, 15 Suzuki. Ideally I'd like a 20. It's the same motor basically, from 9.8, 15 to 20. Anyway, the 15 is really good for fuel. It is fine for me and the kids. Still gets up on the plane. There's no issue. It's only when we load up with the family, extra fuel, food, doing extended trips, it just takes a little bit to get up out of the hole. But once we're going, we're flying. I think I mentioned, like, just me on my own, it's like 40 to 45 is really easy. A good day you can almost get to 50 with the wind or something. With the family it's at 30, 32 full noise. That's with extra fuel, like 40 litres of fuel, fish and tackle, esky, pretty heavy. mention was how we lock it all down. So these just live in here. Some stainless turnbuckles, marine grade stuff, with a spanner. And on all 4 corners, it's going to be a bit difficult one hand, but where do we want this one? Just the turnbuckle system, stainless shackles, all 4 corners, way better than a strap over the top. You're always worried about the strap cutting or jiggling loose or whatnot. Just turn these down. Lock it down. It's basically bolted. I just put some lock nuts on there so it can't go nowhere. Still have the winch holding it across. I don't run the rope on the front. That's just temporary when we're going from camp to the beach or the boat ramp or whatever, just so I can pull all this stuff off just to speed the process up at camp, and then duck down and launch the tinny by hand. I don't need any spanners or all this process just taking extra time. That winch is more than enough, and that front rope, it can't go anywhere. So stainless shackles and stuff like that, heaps better. You just feel so much better, especially when you start forward driving and stuff. Like, I don't hold back on this thing, and usually that thing is with us wherever we go. The only other thing, while I'm going, I might as well do it. We carry onboard water. It's just a pressure pump, that's all it is. I use a lot to hose the boat off when we're out and about, and to flush the motor. So give that a good flush every now and again. Like I said, I normally hose the boat and stuff off while it's on the ramps, give it all squirt down, let it dry in the sun, and then load it up and lock it down, and we're good to go. Alright, done.